Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another beautiful episode of Happiness from Within. I'm your host, Jeanette Prado. Today we're going to be talking about what does anxiety and depression look like? Like really, what is it? And steps that you can take to start healing from this. So today I had an anxiety attack. As you guys know on this podcast, I want to be very authentic, raw, and real because I know that this is going to resonate in somebody's heart and be able to lift them out of the darkness and into the light in some way. So I appreciate you listening. So I had an anxiety attack today. I was at the office at work and I started getting brain fog. I was getting overwhelmed and I just kept making mistakes. And all of a sudden, here it comes. I get an anxiety attack and it's like I couldn't feel my body. I started crying. I had to get up and take a walk. And then these thoughts of like, I'm not good enough. What am I doing? My dreams are never going to come true. And it's just like, this has happened multiple times. I'm getting a little emotional talking about this, but wow, this has been going on literally, I kid you not, probably for like 20 years. And 1 in every 3 people suffer with this. Yeah. Suffer with some sort of chronic condition. And we wonder, like, what's wrong with me? So the first beautiful message that I want to give to you is that there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. I recently came across an amazing gentleman. His name is Anthony William. He's also known as medical medium. And wow, I've read a lot of health books, many over the years, and I have to tell you, Anthony from Medical Medium, he gets to the core. And I actually want to read part of his book for you today because he really explains where this depression and anxiety is coming from. And before I do, I want to share a few things. So one of the things that he talks about is that all of us have heavy metals and toxins in our body. And this is what's causing a lot of the chronic illnesses that are happening today. And what happens is our adrenals, which are right above our kidneys, they get so inflamed, right? Stress. And there's these things called trigger foods, things such as caffeine, oily foods. I'm just going off of memory here, excuse me. Eating meat. So anyway, when we have these trigger foods, what happens is it inflames our adrenals, and also having some sort of like traumatic loss, loss in the family, loss of a job. What happens is part of our brain actually shuts down, which is really interesting. And so it's just interesting what happens in the body because we all go through some sort of traumatic experience at some time in our life. And so I just want to share with you that like you're not alone. And so, Anthony says here, this is, by the way, from his book. It's called The Secrets Behind Chronic and Mystery Illness and How to Finally Heal. And this is on page 181, starting on the bottom. He says that He was talking about a time that he felt depressed. He had lost somebody. And, he says, in the past, I've been able to help depression sufferers because spirit understood their plight, but I couldn't identify with them on a personal level. Now that I've been where they've been, the experience gave me a window into what others might feel when they are faced with their own trials. Over time, I healed. I still look back at the loss of my friend with great sadness, but I don't re-enter that headspace of despair. I've learned we have to have patience with depression. Even if you've suffered with it for 5 years, 10 years or more, you have to keep the hope alive that it won't always be like this. Faith is essential to recovery from depression. You must hold on. If you haven't experienced depression personally, then you surely have known someone who has. We've all had loved ones or friends or workmates who have uttered the phrase, I'm depressed. Many who've never suffered through clinical depression confuse it with the everyday experience of being sad now and then, and don't understand why those struck by depression can't just cheer up. The truth is, there's a world of difference between occasionally feeling down and having clinical depression. For some people, it's a feeling that can't quite be described, a general dampening of life. Others experience depression in its much graver form. It occurs on all different levels of severity for all different periods of time. So he goes on to explain on page 183 about the different things that trigger depression. And one of those is traumatic loss. And it's interesting. He says here on page 184, he says, medical communities don't know that such traumatic emotions can create micro strokes in your brain. That is damage to the brain tissue on a much smaller scale than that caused by conventional ischemic strokes or even transient ischemic attack. These micro strokes are so small that they don't show up on MRIs, CT scans, or other imaging technology that we have today. They can result in numerous problems, including any symptoms of clinical depression. Fortunately, they can heal over time. So there definitely is hope. Another thing that triggers depression is traumatic loss, as I had mentioned before. And then he talks about adrenal dysfunction. Depression can also stem from purely physical cause. In such cases, it may hit you out of the blue, leaving you dumbfounded about why you're feeling awful. It says here, for example, is just explain, intense or prolonged emotions can flood your brain with corrosive adrenaline. Compare it to filling up your car at the gas station. Your car needs the fuel to run. But if you overflow the gas tank, the petroleum will eat away at your paint job. Even if you've never been rocked by such emotions, your brain can still suffer this harmful flooding if your adrenal glands are malfunctioning. He also goes on to talk about viral infections, heavy metals, and other toxins. So let's talk about things that you can do to heal from depression. So if you are working with a psychiatrist, you're taking medication, please know that this episode does not replace any sort of treatments. Please go see your doctor, continue to see your therapist. So by law, I have to say that. So I just want to be very clear. I'm personally sharing things that have personally helped me because I have struggled gravely with depression and anxiety. And There's different things that work for different people. So my goal is that this will bring you hope. So one of the things is having time for yourself. We live in a society where we get so consumed with go, 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 go. Right now we're in the middle of a pandemic, and we're literally being forced to look within. This pandemic started, I believe, in March of this year. Now we're already in November. It's been really crazy. Something like this has been very traumatic for millions of people losing their jobs, people getting sick and having to take care of, their elderly parents, people dying from this condition. It's really crazy right now what's going on. And so I want you to know that you're not alone. So let's talk about healing from depression. So one of the things, as I said, is you can have alone time. Having alone time is very important, because if we're not present with ourselves, how can we be present with other people? Now, alone time, maybe this is 5-10 minutes a day. You can work your way up to half an hour, an hour. Finding a space in your house. If you have an opportunity to go into nature, that's also very, very healing. Because when we spend time out in nature, this is definitely something that can help to, lower stress, and the adrenalines can calm down a little bit. So that's the first thing. And another thing that actually medical medium talks about is actually drinking celery juice. And I wanted to share with you guys my experience so far. It's only been about 3 weeks, and I'm actually committed to having celery juice until the day I die. I'm not kidding you, like seriously. So I wake up in the morning. As soon as I wake up, I warm up some hot water, and I put 16 ounces of water, and I squeeze a whole piece of lime. Yep, a whole lime. So either a whole lime or a half of a lemon. So, but first start with the lemon water, and then I wait about 15 minutes to a half an hour, and then I will make my celery juice. Right now I'm starting with 16 ounces. Definitely, if you've never done celery juice, or if you have any sort of digestive issues, he recommends starting with a smaller amount, and then you can work your way up to eventually 32 ounces. But definitely take your time. I know when I had started before, when I wasn't doing it consistently every day, I could only do like 8 ounces. So when you drink your celery juice too, you don't have to like chug it down. Like, you can sip through it throughout your morning. So because what happens is, what the celery juice does is, when it hits your stomach, it actually goes up to your brain, and it actually starts to like remove and heal and take out heavy toxic metals from your brain. Isn't that crazy? Like literally, it is so amazing what this amazing celery juice can do. I've been reading so many stories. I recommend you check out Medical Medium on his podcast, and also on Instagram. He's at medicalmedium.com. But I've been reading so many stories of people literally that have been bedridden, you guys. And just from drinking celery juice and following the protocols of Medical Medium, they've been able to start walking again. It is amazing, 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 the ability that the body has to heal itself. Even if you just start with the celery juice, it will make a really big difference. So, I'm going to share my experience in a second. So, what I do after that is I usually prepare everything in the morning and I end up taking it with me to the office. I've been getting up at about 6 o'clock in the morning. It takes me about a half an hour to get everything prepared, but so worth it. Definitely recommend for you to make the celery juice in the morning if you can. If you have to make it the night before, that's fine. But the celery juice actually loses its potency like every hour. So again, if you're able to do it in the morning, it's much better. But do whatever you can, just start somewhere. So after the celery juice, medical medium talks about having, so there's two types of healing smoothies that you can have. And what the smoothie is going to do, there's one called the Liver Rescue Smoothie. And that consists of wild blueberries, a banana, and pitaya, also dragon fruit. So with these powerful ingredients, this is a very natural way to start removing heavy metals from the liver. That's one of the things I love about medical mediums programs, is cleansing programs. You can actually find all about this at Cleanse to Heal. I'll put all the notes below. You can grab the book below. You can click on the link below. And you can grab your copy of Cleanse to Heal. But is that he makes it a lot of fun, and you're not like starving yourself. You know what I mean? The other one is the Heavy Metal Detox Smoothie, which is actually my favorite. And what that is wild berries, bananas, and then what you're going to do is you're going to do cilantro. You're going to do a teaspoon of barley grass juice powder. And then you're going to do a teaspoon of the spirulina. And again, I'll also put these recipes below so you guys have it. And then you put a little bit of water and then you blend that puppy up. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't like smoothies, one of the things Medical Medium says that you can do is you can put the spirulina and the barley grass juice powder in the banana, and you can mush it up. The important thing is to eat this, to get it into your body. Because the reason this heavy metal detox smoothie is so important, because when you take your lime water in the morning, you wait, 15 minutes to half an hour, you have your celery juice. What's happening is you're putting in the right nutrition, right? The right liquids. So that way, when you have that heavy metal detox smoothie, it's also going to go, again, straight to your brain, because we actually have a lot of heavy metal toxins in our brain that cause brain fog and a lot of craziness. And what it's going to do, it's literally going to little by little start to take those toxins out of your brain. I know it's crazy. Literally, you can read all about this in his books. It's so, so amazing. Not only from your brain, but obviously also from your liver and other parts of the body. So with that being said, what I wanted to share with you is, other than the anxiety attack that I had today, is I have been feeling just overall more relaxed. And I don't think I have felt like that in a really long time. It's really hard to explain, because when you suffer a lot with anxiety and depression, you're so used to, just having like this hypertension, right? Even doing yoga for like the longest time. I mean, there was just still be days. It'd be like every other day. It's like one day I'd be fine. And then 2 days later, I'd like have another anxiety attack or just not feel in my body. Right. And so I've noticed in not having coffee for like the last 2 weeks and taking the celery juice every day. Again, I just feel more relaxed. I feel that something must be happening at a deep level, because I noticed that I don't have to wash my hair every day. I definitely still have a long ways to go, but I'm just really excited to see where I'm going to be a year from now. So, but yeah, I just really hope that helps you guys. In his book, Secrets Behind Chronic and Mystery Illness and How to Finally Heal. He has different supplements. He talks about taking vitamin B12, melatonin. There's a bunch of other stuff that I can definitely put some of these down in the description below. If you head over to my YouTube channel, it'll have a little bit more details because I'm kind of limited to the description that I can put for the iTunes. But if you go over to my YouTube channel, I can put more of the details for this. But you can also check out Medical Medium. He has a lot of really great information on his website at medicalmedium.com. You can check out the supplements that he recommends. I definitely recommend you go to his site for the specific supplements. The links that I will put below are his books that I would strongly, strongly recommend for you to add to your library. Literally, this book, Cleanse to Heal, has been like my Bible. I've been reading it every single night, just getting something out of it. And so I leave you with that. I also will leave you guys a free meditation so you can connect with your mind, body, heart, and soul. I just want to say from my heart to yours, I really hope that today's episode brought you value. I truly appreciate you so much. And I just wish you a beautiful day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.